What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another special episode of The Spectators. Today, I am here with Brooklyn as always, and a very good friend of ours back from the day, and it's good to see him. He got some cool stuff going on in his life. Brooklyn, let me know who we're talking to today.
Yes, sir. Like you said, a good friend of ours. We go way, way back, bro. He just dropped his debut EP, Only for the Night. Singer, songwriter, producer, Bloomingdale basketball legend, Joey Herr. Welcome to The Spectators, baby.
Bloomingdale basketball legend. Okay, yeah.
Legend, baby.
Yeah, played for a little bit, never got off the damn bench. Fuck.
What's poppin', bro? How you doing? Welcome.
What's up? Just chilling today, you know. Got a day off work. Just hang out. Excited to be here, excited to talk to you guys, you know. Talk some sports, talk some music, talk some girls if we're getting into it, you know.
Well, whatever you want. Everything on the table.
For sure. And, you know, Brooklyn mentioned he introduced you music, songwriter, singer, producer, all that good stuff. And you mentioned it right before we got on that you actually did all of that for your EP.
I did.
So how was that type of process? Because it is a shorter EP, so obviously it's not like a 15-song epic that took you 2 years to do.
Yeah. Okay, well, so to kind of like start you guys back off with like when I got started with it, so you guys know, maybe no one else does, but I worked on a cruise ship before, you know, COVID. And right when I got off, went straight into quarantine and had nothing to do for, you know, months. So I just like got this music production program and just started like fucking around with it. And for like, that was back in March of 2020. And from March until like December, I would say, I made the worst music that you would ever hear in your life. Like it sounded like complete trash. You know, I was just learning what to do. And then it all kind of clicked around like basically around 2021. And I just started like churning out all these songs. And so you're saying it was shorter, and that's because it got cut short for a reason. So I actually have a job upcoming. Can't really talk about it yet. Not to be all secretive, but you know, it's you know, so I wanted to get something out before. But anyway, so the process of how it works for me is if you can see right here, I have my little computer right there. Computer, my fucking piano. What am I saying? And I just basically I record everything, create all the sounds, like, you know, digitally make all the drums and do everything myself. And then I have a good friend of mine who's like an audio engineer, and basically like once or twice a week I would go up to his place and we would just work on it, making it sound like, you know, professional, making it sound, because there's certain processes to go through with like sound design where, you know, if you hear something on the radio, if you hear something on Spotify, it's all like, how do I explain it in like non-technical terms?
You can be technical. We'll pretend that we know what you're saying.
Okay. So basically, streaming songs or songs on the radio have to be a certain like level of sound. So every song that you hear on Spotify is basically like the same decibel level. And so you try to get your songs to sound as loud and as full as they can with the same like level. So it's like you have to go through this whole process of like making things sound good using all these different like audio effects. And anyway, yeah, it's a long process to get things to sound like how you want them to. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I just kind of worked on it for like maybe like 4 months, you know, making the songs and stuff. It wasn't gonna originally be like a full 12-song album, but it just got cut short, and I just kind of had to choose my favorite ones, and I just wanted to like get it out there, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, there's some good about having like a smaller thing where you pick your favorite ones to be like your debut type of thing, just because it's everything that you really like, you handpicked, you get it out there. This is like, hey, here's a little taste.
No, I think that's true. You know, I think if you walked up to someone and you were like, hey, will you listen to 15 songs or will you listen to 6 songs?
Yeah.
I think someone would way more rather be like, yeah, I'll spend 20 minutes and listen to 6 songs rather than, hey, I'm going to give you an hour of my time. Because I will say, like, it is hard to. That's the hardest thing about this whole thing was like promo and getting people to be like excited about it and to be like ready to listen. Like it's, I mean, as you guys know, doing this podcast, it's fucking hard to get people to listen to things and to watch you guys. Like,
we know.
Absolutely.
Like, dude, I have like, you know, like 1,500 followers on Instagram. Do you think 1,500 people listen to my music? Fucking hell no. Like,
no way.
Like,
and they're going through the stories, swipe.
Yeah. Or like let me click on Spotify. Okay, click. Don't like it. Off. You know, like it's hard to get people to do.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and you know, and obviously, I follow you on like TikTok, and you're on a bunch of platforms, and you know, you try and do your best promoting on there. I did see. You saw my comment on it, but your most recent one where you did the acoustic version.
Oh yeah, no,
that was really cool.
That was really cool, man. That was really cool. There's a really nice recording studio in Orlando. It's called Stark Lake Studios. It's like right on this like lake. It's beautiful and costs $200 per like hour to record in there.
Yeah.
So I mean,
you better take advantage.
Yeah. Okay. So it looks beautiful, right? It looks beautiful, but it was the most stressful time of my life because when you record a song, like when you're just like recording and you're just like making a song that you want to put on Spotify or something, you can record in like a vocally isolated booth, like a sound isolated booth, and you can use like auto correct and like auto tune and stuff like that to make your voice sound perfect basically. So I'm just gonna tell you guys, I used a lot of auto tune and voice correct on my EP. Like I'm not gonna lie about it. Like
of course,
it might sound like it's just me, but like I was flat, I was sharp. Like it was not. But when you're recording in a studio like that, what they do is they set up mics. There's like a mic in front of me. There's mics on the piano. There's mic in front of my friend. He's Casey. He was the guy playing guitar. He was like, he's the audio engineer that I was working with. And so there's mics all throughout this room. So like you can't vocally like isolate, which means you can't autocorrect. So that means that basically like that video was all in one take. We did different takes to get different like video angles and stuff, but the sound all had to be like in one take, which was stressful because we were only in there for an hour and like half of it was setting up. And then after like 4 or 5 takes, we didn't have a good one. And I'm like sweating my ass off. I'm like, oh my God, like I just paid $200. I'm not going to get like anything out of it. And then we ended up getting a good one. And then like, I didn't even like it at first. I was like, man, that sounds like shit. But, it ended up being fine. I was like, okay, yeah, I might as well just use it. But that was really cool. That was a really cool experience. That was my first time ever being in like a studio setting, because believe it or not, all the vocals for Only for the Night were recorded in a closet.
Really?
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I mean, so my friend Casey, I mean, it's like a nice closet. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
A little walk-in action.
Like he's got like, you know, foam paneling all through it and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, he had like a really nice setup in his room, and we just we recorded it there and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it was really cool being in that studio setting. So yeah, that was dope.
That's pretty funny that the acoustic version was the expensive one to record.
It was yeah. It was just like a random thing too. Like I just wanted to do it just because it'd be fun. The reason I actually did it is because so I've never like released music on like a large level before. And so I was like, I downloaded this plan from some random YouTuber that does like music promotion stuff. And he had like this plan that was like, you have to have like so many videos, you have to have so many like different things for your promo. And so that's like why I was like, so yeah, like I made a music video for Only for the Night too. And I didn't even think about making that until like 3 weeks before its release. And then we filmed it all within like a week and a half and put it all together. And
I mean, the video is great too for being that last minute. That's
dude, no, cool. It looks dope. I mean, I'm happy with it, but yeah, it was all last minute. I was like, I'm still new to this stuff, you know. I still feel like I have no idea what I'm doing, but.
And you said it only took about 4 months for the EP to get worked and all that. That's impressive too, because it sounds good. It sounds really,
man.
really dope.
It takes a while. So like it would have been even faster. It's funny. My first two songs on the EP, um, it really took me like one day to I can make music really fast at this point, like because I spent so much time doing it, like making the bones and like all the structure of the song and like most of the sounds and stuff. I did those two songs I made in like one day each. And then like
That's sick.
what really takes a long time is to do all the engineering stuff, because I'm not like I'm learning, but I'm not like a professional audio engineer, like sound designer. So, there's like different frequencies that were off and different things that didn't mesh well together. And so like that's why I went to my friend Casey and we worked on everything and got it to sound like how I really wanted it to. But yeah, I mean, like most of it, I was honestly, I will say over the past like year, basically, I've been pretty nose to the ground, like just working hard. Like I have so much music that it's unreleased, just like sitting on my phone, that it's insane.
That's sick. So you mentioned the album came about because you were on the cruise ship performing, quarantine happens, obviously that all gets scrapped.
Yeah.
Well, was there any other inspirations that made you end up making a lot of the songs on this album, or really driving you to finally pull the trigger and make the album?
Okay. Yeah. 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 So the in I think it was like 2016 or 2017, I went to my first music festival, right?
Mm-hmm.
And before then, I'd always been like, "Oh, I want to do theater. I want to be on Broadway and stuff like that." I still wouldn't mind, wouldn't mind doing that. But I uh, I went to a music festival, and like the first guy that I saw on stage, it was just like some band that I don't even remember who it was. I think it was no, it was this band called String Cheese Quartet. They're really good. They play at this festival called Electric Forest every year, and I
Mm-hmm.
went there, but like I saw a bunch, like so many different artists, and I like mainly DJs. Like I'm not really a DJ, but I saw that and I was like, wow, like I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to be like, I want to make like big, like full EDM pop music, and like I want to be on stage. I want to be like, I want it to be me. I don't want to always have to rely on like doing something else, like
Performing.
being in a cast performing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to be able to like have my own like standalone artist career. And that was when it first started. And I was like playing piano and stuff at the time, but I wasn't taking it seriously. I didn't really take it seriously until like this year. And yeah, I don't know. I just like after my first music festival, I was really hooked, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, like 100,000 people just like there to see you and your music. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And I got really into EDM music. And my next project, like that I'm kind of working on right now, I'm just kind of like making a bunch of songs as I go. But it's definitely going to be much more like house and EDM oriented, rather than like this stuff is kind of like more like pop EDM, like soft stuff. But this next one is like definitely going to be more of like dance music. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, that's definitely dope to be able to have the range, and that you want to have the range as an artist. That's really dope. Also, we've been hinting a little bit at the cruise ship performing on there. I want to know how that came to be, because that's a really
Oh,
dope opportunity.
Yeah.
And I know you got some stories. So, well, whatever you could share, how
Oh
the
shit!
experience of
How
that
much time
was.
do we got? How much time do we got?
Hey, the floor
um,
is yours.
okay. So I'll tell you how I got the job. So,
Mhm,
um, actually, so I went to school for musical theater, and I went to UCF, so just like right
mhm.
down the road. Basically, to graduate from UCF in theater, you have to get a paid internship. And I was like struggling to get like a paid job. So I went to this like big conference called Southeastern Theater Conference, and there's like you go up and you go on this stage, and there's like 100 different like companies in front of you, and you just like go and you sing for like 30 seconds, and then like you get like callbacks and stuff. It's like
That's
it's
crazy.
so
That's so
stressful.
cutthroat.
That's a
30
gauntlet.
seconds.
That's a
It's cutthroat.
gauntlet.
They're like, yeah,
Oh
yeah. They're like,
man.
okay, go up. If you fuck up, you're never gonna get hired. But I went and I had a really good audition. I got like 35 callbacks, and I had to do like I had to do a bunch of them like around the, like I got like a couple different cruise ship ones, but one of them was Royal Caribbean. And actually I didn't even know that I got a call back with them. And I saw like 30 minutes before, and I like rushed over to the room, and I was like, I'm sorry I'm late. I had to go somewhere else after that too. So I like, it was really rushed, but I had a good callback. And then literally like 2 days later, I got a contract and saying I was going to be gone in a couple months. And yeah, I left in June of 2019, and I was there until March of 2020. And how it worked was I went to Miami. I lived in Miami for about 2 months, and on the FI, because you guys know Miami at all? Have you guys been to Miami a lot?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, FIU is like right in Miami, and
Yeah.
Royal Caribbean kind of like works with FIU, and so we lived on the campus. Like all these singers and dancers and performers from all around the world kind of stay in like a dorm basically. So it's like the most beautiful people you've ever seen. You're like, every guy has like a straight like 8-pack, and every girl is like a showgirl, like Las Vegas dancer. And they all like shove us into these dorms, and then we rehearse for like, so you can imagine, yeah, like it gets pretty crazy in Miami. But we rehearsed there for like 2 months, and then you just go to your ship, and then you just literally just do the same thing over and over. You
just keep
like,
performing the same thing every day.
Yeah, I only did 2 shows the whole time there, and I only went to like a couple different places in the Caribbean. And you just like go around and around and around. Just like I went from Miami to the Bahamas and back, just like over and over for like 7 months. And that was it was a great time. Like I got to know a lot of really good people. The best thing about it is you don't have to pay for like food or rent or anything.
Yeah.
So like your salary is just going straight to your pocket.
Straight pocket. Yep.
Yeah.
Chilling.
And you're on the beach every day. It's really nice. Like what else do you guys want to know about it? I mean, like I can tell you anything.
Okay, so I want to know the story that you thought of the second that he brought up. Like
there is something.
Whatever that
there is something.
Whatever that story was.
I don't get told for this, but so cruise lines can be bought out by companies, and it's like a charter. So like our ship got bought out twice, and the first time it got bought out, it was like a like this company or this like group of people, and it was like a literally like a sex cruise. It was like a swinger sex cruise, and they like did all. I'm not gonna go into detail because I don't want this to like go everywhere, but like basically like it was just all these dirty old horny people, like just they took over our ship for a week, and we were sanitizing and cleaning for like a month after that. It was fucking horrible. Like you think like, oh shit, like a sex cruise, like that's hot, until you see like you see like old grandmas and stuff like walking around. They're it's like, oh,
that's got to be musty.
Oh yeah,
it's got to get musty.
Like, bro, like I'll tell you one thing, like the seats were dirty. But we also got bought out by like an EDM cruise, and that was cool. So like it was like that was really dope. It was like I got to go see like different DJs perform on the ship and stuff. But yeah, man, it was awesome. Like as a performer, you're really catered to. Like it's not like, you think like, oh, maybe it would be bad. Like it's still small quarters and stuff, like I had a small room and a shower where like I'm literally washing myself like this.
And you're a big dude too, so
yeah. Yeah. I could literally in my room, I could like touch like the walls like that. But
man.
But I mean, like, no, it's not that bad. You don't spend that much time in your room, honestly. You're always out doing something. I got to do a bunch of cool stuff. Like, I went to St. Thomas and was like, it's cool because it like when you're around all these islands, it's just like like you just ocean as far as the eye can see, and then just like all these islands just popping out. And I like rode jet skis and stuff around there. Like that was probably my favorite memory. But yeah, I mean, like it was cool just to actually get paid good money for doing something that I liked to do, and just like being able to, kind of have no worries really, like for a year, So
Yeah, and I think
hopefully I'll go back.
and that's a really important thing, I think, for not just music, but like any type of profession. You're at the end of college, you're getting your internship, or you're out and you're getting your first job, and you're kind of thrown into the fire. You have this situation, and there's a lot of questions. Do I even enjoy doing this? Like, is it something that I could see myself doing the next 30 years or however long? It sounds like you had a good time though. And
no, it was a great time. There were times where it would get like a little repetitive, a little boring, but I'm a guy that likes routines. They had a great gym on the ship, so like, all these buffets, I was getting in really good shape. I was just like working out, and like you establish a good routine, like, and you make friends and stuff. It's not like it's not lonely. The thing that does suck is the Wi-Fi situation. You don't really get too much in terms of Wi-Fi, and you have to pay for it. It's like $4 an hour. Yeah. So
oh my God.
Yeah. So if you really want to like be on your phone,
they didn't hook you up with the you're a worker.
Wow. No. That was like, yeah, you have to pay $4 an hour, and then like you try to go on Instagram or Twitter or
and
something.
Even then, it takes
nothing
forever.
loads. It's like you're like, why am I even paying for this? But no, it was an amazing experience. Like, don't get me wrong.
Dude, that's crazy.
That is.
We're gonna backtrack a little bit more because we started at the closer, so we're gonna move a little bit further. We mentioned we've known you for a long time. We've known each other since what, like,
dude, middle school,
like 7th grade or so, something like
that.
that.
Yeah.
And we would always have like PE class together when we used to do fun runs and all that.
The old baseball days.
Yeah, exactly. You were at South Brandon, right?
I played for Bloomingdale.
Okay, so you're a Bloomingdale guy. Makes sense. We never went to the Little League World Series or anything like that.
No, never that good.
But you did eventually.
I was like so slow and chubby back then. Like I would like hit a ball to the fence and get thrown out at first. Like,
oh no.
You did eventually transition into basketball though, which was probably the sport I would think you were most passionate about, at least from.
Oh yeah, dude. Basketball is definitely my favorite sport, like by far. It's just so fun. Like you can just pick up and play with anyone, and like playing for Bloomingdale was really cool. I played AAU for a couple years, but again, I was never like that good. I was just just like I don't know. But basketball is definitely like my passion right now. Like I think I watched almost every single playoff game this year. I think I watched every playoff game in the bubble last year. And I think I watched just about every playoff game this year. So I get really into it. Yeah.
These playoffs were wild this year.
These playoffs were wild. I was glad Giannis got his chip. I think I'm like most people. I started off really wanting the Suns to do good. And then by the finals, I was really rooting for them to lose, man. I really wanted the Bucks to win. Giannis is just a good guy. He works hard. You want him to get recognition.
Yeah, and I mean, his like post championship tour has been pretty fun. He's bringing a trophy everywhere, going to Chick-fil-A, ordering a 50-piece.
He's a cool guy. Like he could be a cocky asshole about it, but he's just a nice guy.
Just having fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was like the guy in the NBA for you? Like you got to watch that game.
Who's the guy? Who's like my favorite player?
Either your favorite player or just the guy that you like. They're playing. You got to watch him.
Okay. So I favorite player. I'm basic as fuck. I like LeBron. I love LeBron. I mean, most of my family's from Ohio. So back when he first like got into the league, like I was a big Cavs fan. So I've always been a fan of his, even when like everyone hated him when he went to Miami and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I appreciate greatness. When it comes to basketball, it's hard for me to be like, this is my favorite team, this is my favorite player, because like I'm just a fan of the sport in general. So like I get so mad when people hate on LeBron. Like it makes me so mad. They're like, oh, he's the flop. I'm like, are you kidding? James Harden, man. Like James Harden is the flop guy. But no, I'd say, but must see basketball is Luka Doncic. He is must see. He is
absolutely
like his swagger on the court is insane. He just like every play, he just moves in slow motion, but he just really like gets. He's just must see, man. I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, there are other players that may be more exciting, but he's just like every time he's on the court, something special is happening, you know?
Especially look at what he was doing in the Olympics too.
Dude,
For a young kid, just dominating, putting on a show on the biggest stage you could possibly get.
dude, if he keeps going, man, he's gonna go down as like one of the greats. I mean, he's so young and he's just putting up insane numbers. He just needs like it's like every player's curse. Like no one wins championships until they get older. Like Jordan didn't win championships for what, his first 7 years. Like LeBron took like 10 or something like that. Luka just needs, first of all, the management over at the Mavericks, they have not got him anyone. I mean, Porzingis like was supposed to be good, but he just kind of fell off. He's just weak, man. He's just too skinny.
The next best player over there is Tim Hardaway Jr. What are we doing?
Yeah, they gotta get him someone, or Luka needs to leave. I mean, like I know
he just resigned.
Yeah, I don't see Luka.
He just resigned.
Really ever leaving.
They got to get someone else then, man. I mean, he's someone you can build a franchise around, but I don't know if he's someone that you can really like just count on to take you to the finals, if that makes sense. Like the Bucks really did a good job of building a team around Giannis. Like they have all the pieces that you need. They have other big men. They got Brook Lopez. They got I mean, Chris Middleton is an all-star, and he might be like, you know, one of the lower level all-stars, but he's clutch and he's a good shooter. And they just have good shooters all around the team. Like that's what they like constructed a good team, and that's what
like Giannis can't shoot, so maybe everybody else should.
Yeah, maybe everyone else, and he'll just rebound and drive. You know, I mean, like it's like the Heat, like back in the Miami Heat, like LeBron Miami Heat days, like. They had LeBron, great, but they like, I mean, obviously they had Bosh and Wade and stuff like that, but the rest of the team were just like shooters, which was great because
Chalmers and Battier and eventually Ray Allen
and Mike Miller and Ray Allen, like all these different shooters, and that's what you need. Like that's why the Lakers got bounced, because they were like one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league. Like
horrific,
bro. That's why I also like Russell Westbrook. What is he going to do for the team? I'm sorry, but like he's great. Triple-double manufacturer. Great. The man can't shoot to save his life. I'm like, okay, well, put the ball in his hands or put the ball in LeBron's hands. Like I'd rather have the ball in LeBron's hands, and I don't want Westbrook to be a spot-up shooter. Like I don't know.
No, not at all.
If Westbrook's a spot-up shooter, you got a lot of issues going on.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things when it comes to basketball, like it doesn't matter. You can put the best players that you want on a team, but it won't construct the best team. Look at the Nets. I mean, like you can only have so many primary ball handlers, you know? Like you can't have, if you have Kyrie and Harden on a team, if it was me, I don't want them on the court at the same time. I want one person to be a primary distributor and then like other people around them to like amplify their game, you know? So the way that the Lakers are doing it right now, it's kind of like, I think LeBron and AD are a great matchup, but they need shooters, man, if they want to do anything.
They definitely need shooters. And the thing with Russ, he's kind of just like the mule to help them get to the playoffs, to give LeBron a little extra rest.
He's the workhorse. He's the regular season work.
Because you don't want LeBron putting in all that LeBron type work throughout the regular season. You want him to do it in the playoffs. So you let Russ go ahead, do that in the regular season. He's the guy. They coast to the playoffs, and then that's when LeBron turns it on.
That's true.
But they definitely need shooters. Well, without it's not happening.
Yeah.
I like that you mentioned the Nets construction because thankfully, due to injuries, they didn't have to have any of them on the court at the same time.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, they all got it. I mean,
all got to play alone. So,
bro, this year was like it wasn't even a fun year. I mean, like. There were I'm sorry, Brooke. I'm sorry. I know you love the Nets. But I will say, like this year, people called last year's the bubble championship, like the Disney
Mickey Mouse
ring. And I mean, I don't really believe that. I think that this year
No.
everyone was injured this year. Like so many players. Like
if you were healthy, like
if you were healthy, you had a way better shot. I mean, you have to
Yeah.
have that chemistry on the court, you know?
Well, to be fair, the Bucks weren't very healthy either. Giannis was
they weren't,
pretty
but
down bad the first two games of the finals.
same thing with Chris Paul and Devin Booker. But again, those were the two healthiest teams. You look at the Nets, the Clippers, the Jazz, everybody. They had some type of big injury to their star player, and it was just, what are we doing here?
The Clippers,
So-
what a joke.
The Clippers. Hey, they did better than everybody thought.
They did.
Yeah.
We got to give
And
Paul
I mean, if
George.
Kawhi
We got to
doesn't
give.
get hurt,
We give Paul George a lot of flack. We got to give him a little
do. I
bit.
feel bad.
salute to
Like,
Pandemic P. He showed up when he needed to. He showed up when he needed
feel
to.
bad for Paul George because like I remember like 3 years ago when he was in like the MVP discussion, like people just shit on him just because he has like a couple bad games in the playoffs. It's like,
He
bro,
was really bad.
happens,
He was
man.
really
They
bad.
were really bad. But I mean, like, you know, you can't just like shit on someone all the time for that, you know? Like,
Kind
he's
of fun
still-
though.
It is fun. It is fun. I
the
mean,
nicknames were all time.
Yeah.
dude, yeah. Just like playoff P, man. Like just having playoff P be like a bad thing. Like you would think that like playoff P was like, you know, oh, he's playoff P.
He's
but, like,
always coming out now.
yeah. Playoff P is like this guy fucking sucks.
Oh, here he goes again. No, but I mean, you know, you get those stigmas and nicknames and all that, but all it takes is one big run to kind of lose all that. If you think about like the Raptors, and they just kept getting bounced every year by LeBron, they get Kawhi, they win a championship against the Warriors, and now Kyle Lowry, nobody really remembers him as like a loser. They remember him as NBA champion, Raptor legend, Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
I mean, but Kyle Lowry. I thought you were talking about Kawhi for a second.
No. Kyle Lowry. Because he was known as like a loser in the playoffs beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, him
I
and
mean,
DeMar
don't get me wrong. I still think Kyle Lowry's a loser. But but no, I mean, Kyle Lowry, you know, I was happy for the Raptors to do that year. I mean, like, you know, like I like Kyle Lowry. He's a workhorse, you know, he works hard. So I'm saying that like I know him at all. He could be
Like he's our boy.
yeah. Kyle Lowry, he's my boy. Yeah.
He's always
No,
legit.
I mean, I'm glad he got it. I like I said, I'm just a fan of the sport. So like, you know, I follow the narratives and stuff. I mean, like, so when like, do I feel bad that Chris Paul didn't get his championship? Yeah, you know, stuff like that. But like, you know, you want different people to experience it. You know, like you don't want the same people
Yeah.
winning all the time. You know, it just gets like, even though that's cool to watch for like, you know, all-time greatness sake and stuff like that. Like, do I want LeBron to win another championship? Of course I do. But you know, it's cool to see other people, you know, get their rings and stuff.
Yeah, and this year
Absolutely.
having the four last teams haven't been to the finals. I think the Bucks were the most recent one, and that was in the 70s. Like,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it is cool. What was that back with like Kareem? Yeah, Kareem.
Yeah,
Kareem,
Kareem and Oscar.
Oscar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's wild.
And that was the
Yeah.
last time any of those last four teams had been, which is just
That's
insane.
wild.
Yeah.
Dude.
So you're a fan of the sport, obviously. Is there a big basketball moment that stands out to you throughout your whole fandom? Is there one moment that just boom?
Oh, I mean, like that's easy. I'm gonna be basic again, but that's the 2016 finals. Like no one can ever forget that. Like it was just there's nothing that you could ever do to forget that. I mean, I remember so clearly watching that and just like losing my mind in that game 7. Like nothing will ever. I don't know if anything will ever top that comeback ever, because I mean, God, that team was just, the Warriors were just so good. Like I'm so glad that they've broken up and they've like. You know, that they're not what they were. I mean, I feel bad for Curry, but you know, whatever.
Hey, they'll be good.
Yeah,
again. They'll be
Yeah,
good.
do you think they get back to form?
What?
Do you think they get back to form and are a powerhouse at the top of the league again?
Powerhouse is a strong word.
No,
I'm
no,
just
I
saying.
don't. I think, man, it's tough. It's tough because I don't want to discredit Klay Thompson at all. He's pretty incredible and he's done great things, but he's just been out for so long, and they've just kind of lost their mojo, I guess. I mean, they would really have to bring in someone good, and it just like I don't know. I don't know if Curry can really like carry a team to a championship. I know anymore. Anyway, I know he was just the MVP. Like right? He was was it Giannis? Was it Curry? It was Curry, right?
Sure. Curry didn't win MVP this year.
Oh, he didn't. No, but he went through that stretch of like
he went through a stretch where he would have been had he like played all year.
Yeah. That's right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking about that. Anyway, yeah, no, I don't think they're coming back. I don't think so. There's too many. The league is too good now. You have to have.
It's so deep.
You have to have a specifically curated team that's ready to go. You can't rely on one player anymore. And if Klay Thompson doesn't come back to his full form, they don't have enough. They're not deep enough.
Well, it's hard in the West too, because now you have this new look Lakers team, which we don't know what that's going to look like.
Yeah.
Kawhi will be back next year, and they just went to the conference finals without him.
Yeah,
Jamal Murray's coming back.
You got the Jazz. You got
the Suns just went to the finals. Like
the Suns, the Mavericks.
Dude, yeah, the West is so deep. It's crazy. Like up top to bottom, the West is hard to come out of. The East is pretty weak, except for like the top 4 teams, in my opinion. Like they got like 4 teams in the East that are like really good, that are championship contenders. But
I'd really say only 2. But like you have those 3 teams like the Hawks, the Knicks.
Yeah, I don't think the East has been getting.
I think it's the Nets and the Bucks.
Yeah.
Well, what about the 76ers?
No.
As of right now, no. With Ben,
no.
like,
dude, Ben Simmons' biggest meltdown in playoff history, man.
I don't even know if you can call that a meltdown.
I think it was just him.
Means that there was something there before.
Meltdown means there was ice that had to melt, and I don't think there ever was.
There's nothing.
Oh, dude, that was hard to watch. You know, I mean, he is only like a career like 15-point a gamer. It's not like, I mean, he's athletic, he's great, but like
But you can't be in the playoffs and not shoot a ball in the fourth quarter of an elimination game. You can't do that.
You can't be scared of Trae Young under the rim.
No.
All right, like
because he's the one defending you.
Dude, that play, like that was insane. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Where he like had the layup and passes it.
Yeah, the layup and passed it because Trae Young, because he didn't want to go to the line, like. I mean, he shot like 25% from the line. That's literally
historic low.
It's historic. He's the worst playoff 3-point shooter of all, or free throw shooter of all time. Like worse than Shaq, worse than like DeAndre Jordan. Like he's
do you remember a couple of years ago? Quick pivot because you mentioned Jordan. There was a series of Clippers versus the Rockets. Dwight Howard versus DeAndre Jordan, and for the entire second half, all they did was foul each other. Do you remember this? There was 50 foul shots in the second half between the two teams.
And probably like
10. And they're all better than Ben Simmons.
Yeah, they're better than Ben Simmons. It's like, dude, what are you doing, man? I mean, this is what I think is ridiculous. You have an all-star who gets taken out of the last minute of a playoff game in the fourth quarter, like because he's not reliable enough to shoot free throws.
Yeah, he's a liability.
At that point, you're not an all-star. You're an athlete who plays basketball. You're not really a basketball player, you know?
Think of like back in the day, the one like really athletic football guy in PE that would just like get to the hole a lot.
Yeah.
You're not gonna actually pick him in like a game, but like
yeah, hell no. I mean, like he's so unreliable. Yeah. I mean, I love Joel Embiid too, but that man cannot go like 10 games without a major injury, and that's just like.
And this year was really impressive to me about Joel. He was a workhorse this year, and was actually on the court. Even in the playoffs where he got hurt, he was still playing what I believe a torn meniscus, I think it was.
I'm not sure.
But it was something with his knee, and he was still playing. And you got Ben out there not even wanting to play basketball healthy. And you got Joel out here trying his best, like doing everything he possibly can. And his co-partner, his Robin, ain't even doing nothing. So for that reason, I think the 76ers got a chance to be like one of those top teams, but it all depends how this offseason goes.
Well, they're trying to trade Ben, and what do you get back?
Exactly.
Every day that goes on, you're gonna get less.
He's lost all his value. Like I would, if they wanted to trade him, they should have done it earlier, because now, like, yeah, who are you gonna get for him now?
I think they're still gonna get way more than they should, because for whatever reason, like prospects still really like Ben Simmons, and you know if that's your evaluation. That's your evaluation. I think they'll get more than they should, but like Is CJ McCollum for Ben Simmons like even good? Probably not. I think CJ might be a better player at this point in his career.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing. The Trailblazers, they're never gonna make it unless they change. They've had the same team for years, and it's just not working. That's the thing about the NBA now. If it's not working after a couple of years, you have to change. You can't. You're just using a losing formula. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, they have. Do I think that they're a great team? Yeah. Do I love Damian Lillard? That was another moment I remember that I was gonna say. Other than the LeBron block in 2016 was when Dame hit that step back against OKC and just like waved him off. Yeah. That was iconic.
That's really cool. That's not a good shot. That's why we hate Paul George. He says some stupid stuff like that.
That's
bro.
a bad shot.
He says that's a bad shot. You just got
bad shot. It's a good shot if it went in, man.
Exactly.
And you're gone later.
Yeah. He just like sent him packing. Yeah, that was iconic. But yeah, the Trailblazers, they're not gonna do anything unless they change. And the NBA is all about free agency now. If you just have to, if it's not working, you got to find new players because you got to get that winning formula. I mean, like other teams are doing it. You might as well, even if you're a smaller market,
Yeah, there's a lot of small market teams that are good right now. Look at the Bucks, look at Phoenix. The Jazz have been good for a couple of years now. Denver, same thing. So the market doesn't matter too much if you know how to construct a roster.
True.
And you even have like teams like the Bulls that are trying to make something happen, getting Lonzo, getting DeMar. I'm saying trying. I'm not
getting behind you on this one.
I can't wait for the Bulls to be.
At least they're trying to make moves out here. They're not just saying, okay, we're gonna keep on losing, we're gonna keep on doing this, be mediocre. They're at least making a push.
You know what vibes this Bulls move is? I get really big. You remember when Derrick Rose first went to the Knicks and he said, "We got a big five," and it was like him, Carmelo, like Joakim Noah, and a bunch of other idiots. That's the vibes I'm getting from this Bulls team.
Yeah, well, do they still have Zach? They still have Zach LaVine.
They still have Zach LaVine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're nothing. I'm kind of a Lonzo Ball. Like I'd say I'm a Lonzo Ball hater. I do not think he's good.
You and I both
don't think he's good. I mean, like his shot, he's got the ugliest shot. Like, I mean, he's fixed it a little bit, but I mean, like, bro,
at least he fixed it against like Ben, who just refuses.
Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just think I don't think Lonzo has what it takes to be like a great NBA player with all the hype, you know.
But he's worth $80 million, so
hey.
Apparently.
How do you feel about LaMelo and Jello potentially playing together?
I don't think the Ball brothers are where it's at. I think that they're famous because of all the hype that they have, but I think they're good. I think Melo Ball is probably going to be the best Ball, but
absolutely. Yeah.
I just don't see them like, I don't see them being like real game changers, you know. They haven't made an impact on me yet, you know. That's just how I feel about it.
Fair enough.
I think Melo might surprise you. He has a very Luka Doncic-esque.
He does. He's good. He has the best like court vision out of all of them.
Oh, absolutely. LaMelo is an animal.
He'll be good. I remember seeing all this stuff in high school. So like, he is
pointing to the logo and pulling up the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen.
Putting up 92, ridiculous. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. 92 for no reason.
Isaiah Thomas putting up 81 in the Pro-Am.
Hey, did you see that?
No, but I did see a video the other day where Isaiah Thomas was like crying when he was like, "They gave up on me," and I was like, "Man, I feel bad for this guy. He was so good, but he fell off so quick. He was like, leading
so hard.
Celtics, and then like all of a sudden like he's out of the league, and I was like, man, what happened to this guy?
Injuries are crazy, man.
Yeah, they do that Kyrie trade, ship him to Cleveland, and
he's gone.
He's gone. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's tough.
Absolutely. We're gonna pivot back to the music real quick, just because that's why we're here for the most part. We're here for you. We're here about your EP.
Make sure you guys go stream Only for the Night. Available. Tell them where.
Everywhere, you know, Apple Music, Spotify. What else do people stream? Amazon Music. I don't know. Anywhere,
Probably
anywhere.
Pandora still. I think.
Pandora, Deezer. I don't know. Anywhere.
And the music video is out for only of the night or only for the night, right? That's the only music video out right now.
Yeah, it's on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I have that and I have the acoustic one. They're both. I posted those both on my YouTube channel, so you can just if you just search my name, you should be able to find it.
Is there any plans for other music videos coming up?
Other music videos, no, but I do have a lot of music that I want to release soon. I'm definitely going to release a song in October, and it's like a Halloween like kind of Billie Eilish vibes, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's gonna be cool. I got a couple, and I'm working on like a whole like album that's like kind of like house music and stuff like that.
I do have one question.
Okay.
If there is anybody, who's the artist who you kind of like molded yourself after in a sense, or kind of get like inspiration whenever you see them and kind of like, okay, I really like what they do?
Okay. I'll say two people.
Okay.
My number one, I guess, major source of inspiration lately has been Calvin Harris. Like
Okay.
he's not like a singer or anything. He's like a music producer,
Mm-hmm.
and he just makes so many different kinds of music. He makes like there's so many songs that you would listen to by Calvin Harris that you wouldn't even know that it's Calvin Harris just because you associate it with the other artists that he like is on. But he just makes he makes really cool like retro 70s like funky stuff. He makes like big like EDM music, and it's all really well produced, and I'd say that like as of late I would definitely say I want to be like Calvin Harris. But funny enough, I'd say the other artist that like kind of got me into it was Charlie Puth, actually. He went to school for music, and he like he produces his own stuff. He singer, songwriter, producer, all this different stuff. And I kind of saw that, and I was like, wow, you know, this guy really does it all. And I was kind of like, I kind of want to do that. Kind of like, even though his stuff is kind of softer, more like pop. I was like, yeah. So a lot of his songs inspired the songs that are on Only for the Night. But I think now I'm kind of trying to pivot to more like being an EDM producer, essentially.
Well, Charlie Puth is cool because he's pretty open with like the process of how he makes stuff too. So
Yeah.
he
If
has
you
like
go on TikTok and stuff,
yeah.
he'll be like, oh, this is how I did this, and he'll make a whole video about how he like made this song, and I'm like, man, that's really dope. Like, he's cool. He seems like a cool guy, I guess, you know.
Yeah, he
So
seems like a very cool guy that just happens to really like music and also happen to really be good at it.
yeah, really
Like
fucking good at it.
yeah, and I think that's a really cool thing about having as many like avenues of social media. You're kind of able to have like this backdoor into who you are as a person instead of just hear a song, cool, that guy sounds cool or has a good voice. You have like a window into somebody's like process and all that. And for somebody like Charlie Puth, who I never had any type of interest in, probably prior to seeing any of his videos, just because like here, I just think he's another pop guy, like whatever.
Yeah.
I've kind of gained a lot of respect for him, and I don't know, platforms like that are really cool.
Same with me. Like, you know, the first time I heard him was on like you know, Wiz Khalifa, "See You Again." Remember when that song was like everywhere? And I was like, man, this song is so fucking annoying. But then you know, I saw him on TikTok, saw him on Instagram, and I was like, okay, this guy like does actually really cool shit. And then I kind of like went back and listened to all of his solo stuff, and I was like, man, this guy makes really good music. It's like creative. It's like it's fun. It's catchy. I'm like, okay, I kind of want to make music like this, you know. And also, you know, who am I going to model my music after? Like Gucci Mane, you know, like, I'm not, like
if trapping's the goal, that's the guy.
Are we getting a Joey Herr trap album? Is this what I'm hearing?
that'd be the worst thing ever. I mean, like, that would be like the fakest thing.
Just
Like-
it's when you're going through your phase. You're 6 albums in. You're in your Lil Wayne rock phase. Except it's not rock. It's trap.
You got your truck fit outfit on.
Oh my truck fit. Oh my god. No, that would be absolutely horrible. And that's something I don't want to do something that like that I'm not, you know, like a lot of people
Absolutely. Yeah.
a lot of people like will it's difficult because, you know, I haven't had the hardest life. You know, I grew up in Valrico, Florida. You know, it's not
It's
like
a pretty
I can
good
rap
area.
about-
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like so you know, I just kind of like write about things that mean stuff to me, mainly like, you know, my relationships and just like, you know, just whatever, just things about life and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm not going to be talking about if I made a song about like, you know, money and, you know, girls and cars and stuff, like I'd be like, man, that was fake as shit. Like I drive a Toyota Camry, you know? So like you know what I mean? I just got to stay truthful to myself. So I have to find like
Absolutely.
people who inspire me that I can like kind of see myself in, I guess, you know. You want to branch out, but it's you got to kind of stick to what you know almost.
Is there anybody who you would want to work with if you had the opportunity to?
Big
Like
small,
your
somebody you
top
already
3.
have. Yeah.
Like your top 3, just wow. If I got it, I'm doing it with them.
David Guetta.
Okay.
David Guetta. Bro, David Guetta like ruled the 2010s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. Obviously, like Calvin Harris. I gotta say people that, you know, that's tough.
Because I know what I heard, particularly the first 2 songs on the EP. I remember talking to Brooklyn. And I'm like, dude, I could hear this being like a Disclosure song.
Dude, Disclosure's raw. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of videos on YouTube about Disclosure and like how they create music and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe like you know who I would really want to work with is Frank Ocean.
Ooh. Okay.
He makes I love Frank Ocean's music. He makes really cool shit. And then maybe you know who I'd want to work with just because she's hot as fuck and she makes good music is Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Man.
I love it.
That would be a good song too. I'll DM her. I'll DM her. I got you on the feature.
We got you.
Only for the
Dude,
night the
like-
remix with Dua Lipa.
Like her last album was so good,
Yeah.
and she just like, oh man,
Yeah, she's great.
I gotta close my computer if I'm talking about Dua Lipa, man. I can't-
Not to act up, man. Just cut the recording. Cut the recording.
Dude, oh yeah, true. But yeah, Dua Lipa for sure. That'd be. I mean, like obviously she's like, you know, billions of streams, top of the game right now. She's like, you know, so guy can only dream, right?
Right. Hey.
Hey, got to speak it into existence.
Stranger things have happened. She did a song with the baby. Like stranger.
Oh
things have
yeah,
happened.
true.
That's a whole nother whole nother thing.
Yeah, the baby's going through it right now.
But we'll leave that one for another episode.
That's gonna be a series. Who got canceled this week from the spectators?
Yikes.
Damn.
Now this is a tough question, but off
Okay.
the 6 songs, what's your favorite?
What's my favorite?
And I know that's a tough one.
like this
No,
is the
it's
song
not.
you're telling somebody. It's not. I like that.
Okay,
This is the song
okay.
you gotta tell them. Hey, go listen to my EP, but listen to this first. What is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, those are 2 different questions, I think, because
Yeah,
I have
they
I
are.
have my favorite, but so I think I think the song that's my favorite is Martian, just because there's so much to it, and it was one of my favorites to make. It was really fun. It has like a bunch of twists and turns, and like I can still listen to it and be like, oh, that was a cool thing I did. Like that sounds cool. Like this concept is cool. But if I had to be like, oh, listen to it, I would probably tell them to listen to like Only for the Night or Want You to Know or something.
Yeah.
But I think Martian's my favorite just because like it's long. I like to I'll listen to my own songs when I'm like driving down the road or something like that. That one's just my favorite to put on because like it just like it starts off and it's this whole like orchestral thing and it has like all these different like space quotes and shit, and then it just kind of gets into this like weird experimental area.
Yeah, Martian's really, really interesting for me. I really like it.
It was cool. It was fun to make. I thought it was interesting. It took me a while just because like I think the rest of the songs I just kind of like made, if that makes sense. But that one was like very specifically like I was like
crafted almost.
Yeah, crafted. I was like, I want this to sound like this. I want this to sound like this. This is gonna happen here. And yeah, that one was really cool.
Because obviously you had to be creative with every song, but Martian, like you could really let out your creativity and take a look into like your mind and where it could go with the music, and that's really dope.
And it also has like it's seemingly on the surface you could be like, you might wonder like, what is this song about? But like when I wrote it, I didn't really like know at first. I just kind of like came out with all these words, but like it was really I really ended up like, I was like, oh, this is about me. Like it's like it's kind of about being an artist and being and like being alone and not being appreciated, and like, you know, like people look at artists like they're some kind of different thing, and they don't like, you know, like one of my lines is like, they don't see the alien inside of, like, people don't see like the thing inside of them that makes them weird and different, and they just like will like judge you and stuff like that. I don't know, it became really deep for me, and like the lyrics might seem really surface level if you listen to it, if you don't like really like, but if you read them, you're like, okay, this has a lot more into it than what you might originally think. And so I like, it became a really meaningful song to me, I guess.
That's dope. I like that.
I appreciate that. And I know Brooklyn and I think this was yesterday. It might have been yesterday. He was just like, you know, if you're listening and you're a snitch, just, you know, close your ears for a second. He was just like, how did he get those NASA quotes? And I was like, he probably just ripped them all. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Honestly, I mean, first of all, NASA stuff is like, it's like it's
open
public
source
domain.
Okay.
So, but it's also, I just rip things off YouTube.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Off of YouTube and off of this website called Splice, which has like free royalty-free samples and stuff like that.
Cool.
So
Splice sponsored us, man.
No, I was a little worried about it. I was a little worried about that. Not that like I was gonna be making any money, like too much money off this thing anyway. You know, like I might make like a couple dollars, but like, you know, if Neil deGrasse Tyson wants to sue me for using his voice, like, fucking go ahead, Neil.
So
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, take me for all my money, Neil.
Hey, that's gonna be bigger for you.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Free publicity, baby.
I was talking to my friend Casey about it. He was like, you know, if you ever did get in trouble for this, all it would do is put you in the news. And I'm like, all right.
Too easy.
You're not bad.
But it was a dope sample, because like you won't really hear something like that.
Yeah. I mean,
my first listen to it, I was like, okay, and then everything starts going, like you said, the orchestral type build up, and then it finally drops.
Yeah, I wanted it to. I almost, so this is like more conceptual, but I kind of wanted it to feel like it was growing to a rocket launch. It was like, like it has like a countdown at the end, but it kind of like, it just builds and builds and builds and builds in intensity, and then it has like a lift off into the actual song. So that was like part of the concept that I had. I didn't go too far into it, because like I didn't want it to sound like, you know, 10, 9, 8, you know. I wanted it to be a little more conceptual, but it that was kind of like the concept behind it, I guess.
You don't gotta listen to me, but just a little this the second music video.
Okay.
The second music video.
Yeah, that would be
you do what you want, but
it would be cool to do under that song. Like, don't get me wrong.
I could really see that being something dope.
Yeah. Get some really cool effects in there and stuff. Yeah. that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, we got to talk about your music, a little bit about your sports past. You got anything else that you want to promote with us today?
Anything else I want to promote?
Or just talk about whatever you want.
Not really. I mean, like, I have a lot of music that I'm gonna be coming out with soon. Just like, and when I say soon, that's like, you know, a relative term.
Yeah, a couple months. Yeah, not next week.
As long as you don't do no Donda Kanye type beat where you're just chilling up in the rafters of Mercedes Benz.
if it's the next thing that I do, I'm definitely releasing a song in October that I've been working on. That's pretty cool. I can show you guys a preview of it if you want.
Ooh. The exclusive.
The floor is yours.
The
No one
exclusive.
has heard this other than like a couple friends. Okay.
Spectator exclusive.
We love this
Right
is,
here.
This is
Here, wait. Let me make sure my my computer is not connected to this. Okay, wait. Let me see. Because I have it on my phone right here. Let me see if it's.
Love it.
Can you hear that? Can you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll start it off on the main
but
song.
it just a little lower too.
Oh, a little lower. It's too loud.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Okay. Let me turn it down a little bit then. It's like kind of like Billie Eilish vibes. It's gonna be fun though. That's all I'm gonna show.
Okay, a little snippet.
I see the Halloween there. I see.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got like all these cool like Halloween samples and stuff. It's a fun song. It's very kind of reminds you of like Bad Guy by Billie Eilish.
I got that vibe right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun. Other than
That's
that,
dope.
yeah, I don't really have anything else.
Where can everybody find you on socials so that they can keep up to date with all your stuff?
I think my handle is just Joey Edward Herr on Instagram. That's where I'm at mostly, or like Joey Herr on Facebook. I have a Facebook page and stuff, but mainly Instagram and just like following me on Spotify or Apple Music or something. That'd be cool.
Awesome. Thank you again, Joey. It's a pleasure to catch up with you a little bit, talk about your stuff.
It was great, man.
And again, guys, make sure
Absolutely.
you check him out. Go to all of his socials, give him a follow. Be on the lookout for that song that you heard a snippet of and any future projects. He did say he had something secretive too that he could talk about, so be on the lookout for that as well.
Go check out Only for the Night. Whole EP.
Go check it out.
Stream
guys.
it.
Thank you again.
Do it.
Have a
Great,
great one.
everybody.
See ya.
Peace.